You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Project Runway After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Project Runway After Show.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in here at AFTERBUZZ TV. We're doing another Project Runway Season 11, Season Finale Part 2 recap. I'm Alina, and these are my lovely co-hosts.
Hey guys, it's Virginia.
Hey guys, it's Lauren.
Hey guys and ladies, it's Cougar.
All right, we have a lot to get into. Two-hour Part 2 season finale, so that's 4 hours altogether.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
finale.
That's a lot of finale.
All right.
So like an Italian dessert.
Of course, there was a surprise and a twist. I'll let you guys get into that.
Oh man. So start back in the workroom.
Yes.
They do a big makeup consultation, and then Tim Gunn comes in with the surprise.
Yeah, the surprise. The surprise was they have another $500 to spend and 30 minutes at Mood.
You know what? I thought the surprise was going to be that they were going to have another dress to make or something, because usually they give them another challenge.
Right.
So I was thinking, is it just that week of a season that they don't think they can complete it?
How much of a surprise is $500 after you just spent 10 grand putting a collection together?
Yeah.
They knew they had to.
Whoop-de-doo.
But, you know, I didn't think, I mean, that's a good observation, or that, you know, I understand why you would think that, but he made it seem really positive, so I kind of assumed it was more money or something
had
good.
They done that, Stanley would have been like, okay, I'm jumping off the roof.
Yeah. Because that's normally, like every other Project Runway before, they always throw in, you need another look, or this is what your collection needs, and this was just like, we don't know what your collection needs, just here's more money.
Yeah, that's
Which
true.
actually, you know, it helped them out because the judges wanted more color from Michelle, so we saw her at Mood getting some yellow. Stanley, I don't know what him and Patricia got there. Stanley was talking.
Patricia got polyester.
Polyester.
And Stanley got trims.
Trims, right.
Well, I think it makes sense because after, you know, the last episode, they were critiqued on how their line is so far. And so from that, then they kind of have to reassess. And I think it was a good opportunity for them, you know, to think, okay, well, maybe I need to add this.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good way to edit. You know,
Yeah.
you could add certain things
Sure.
or change a fabric, change a color.
Right.
Right.
Did they do anything spectacular with it? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. What do you
don't
think
think
about,
so.
like, before we actually see their runways, what did you guys think about their collections so far? You know, between what we saw last episode and...
It's hard to judge.
Right.
Because Stanley was barely finished. Patricia's stuff looked better when you didn't see the whole collection.
Right.
And Michelle, I think she was on point both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
How about you?
I just am not a big fan of Michelle, so it was hard to like her stuff, and it just sucked for me because I was looking at everything, and she had the best collection, and I was really not wanting her to. But yeah, I wasn't really impressed with the other two designers.
Oh.
Yeah,
It was sad.
I think what I have been the most surprised about between the two of them in the last 2 episodes is how unprepared they were.
Yes.
And it's just weird because Stanley, this entire season, I felt like he was the one person that we never really saw, you know, rushing at the end or panicking.
Wait.
He was always the last one out of the workroom.
That doesn't.
Sewing machine, like, and Tim's like, "Come on, Stanley."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like he still, even throughout the workroom, like he always had a really clear concept. He was never rushing. He was never panicking. Even if he...
That's Stanley.
Is that something important
Stanley, I'm
to
sorry.
interrupt us?
It was Stanley telling us to shove it.
Yeah, probably. But I just think, yeah, he might have taken his time, but he was never, like, his pieces have always been, I think, the best
Constructed
right. and put together, and he was never like
he was a
scrambling.
He was a decisive designer.
Yeah.
He knew
Right.
what he was doing, and even though he waited till the last minute, he always had an impeccable garment walking down the
Right.
runway. So it was shocking to see 6 people sewing backstage for him.
Yeah,
What-
because people were never really concerned, like, is Stanley going to get this done? I feel
Right.
like that was a lot of Patricia throughout the season. So,
Yes.
you know, maybe it wasn't so surprising to see
And
her.
who did every designer name as their competition or somebody?
Stanley.
Yeah.
Right. The funny thing was to me, like, what did they do with those 4 months that they had to spend $10K and get a collection pretty much done, ready for runway?
Well,
what
especially-
did they do with that time?
Well, you made an assumption when we were watching.
Well, he
Did I?
also had a lot of his stuff outsourced. So what was he doing?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he brought that up right away. He
True.
was having the Russian team of Russian women do his beating.
Yeah.
And he said there was like a few things that he outsourced to other people. So really, what the hell was he doing with all
You
that
know
time?
what?
Vacationing.
He was in the San Fernando Valley. I know some Russian tailors.
With them Russian
you
tailors,
go.
and he was probably at that beach,
There's
Will Rogers State Beach, getting some rays with his boyfriend.
You know,
Maybe.
there's a
Partner.
few Russian tailors that will refuse to cut. Literally, my cousin has a Russian tailor, sorry to digress, and she'll take a shirt and she'll be like, throw that away. It's not worth fixing. Throw it away. So that's who Stanley
That's
probably
awesome.
wanted to.
Maybe they
Probably.
really did take up all his time by refusing to make his crappy vintage store stuff.
I think if I were one of them, I would have slept the first month. Because, I mean, they, just the first month. You've got 3 other months,
Yeah.
and you've been turning out outfits daily, okay? So 3 months, that's a lot of time.
Right.
First month, I might have, like, vacationed, got, like, maybe my inspiration together.
No, Lo, a
Went to
week.
St. Bart's.
A month is
No.
long.
That's a long time.
Creativity needs to
I
come,
think that
you know?
Michelle, like, she was trying to blow some smoke because back last episode, she was like, I'm only a third of the way done. I am nowhere near complete or whatever. And she was a lot more well done than she let on.
She was really organized.
Michelle, yeah, I feel like
Retardedly organized.
everything
Had it
was ready to
together.
go.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was kind of amazed by that. I mean, I too have not been a fan of Michelle this entire season, and I wouldn't have guessed that she would have been in the finale.
I
You
never
know?
would have guessed that. And I
mean,
just don't like her aesthetic either. It's just
Yeah.
nothing that I would ever wear. And I get it. Like, it was the best out of everybody's because it was complete. It looked like a collection, but I still don't think, like, who is going to buy that?
Listen, it's like R. Kelly. You don't like the fact that he pees on little girls, but you love Bump and Grind. It's a great song.
Where do
That analogy just came out of nowhere. And it's so
That's
good.
my point is, I don't like Michelle. She bitches. She has
She
something to
pees
say
on
about
people.
everybody. Okay, she's talks behind people's backs and
Peeing
kisses
on
their
them.
asses in front of them.
Yeah.
Right.
But she made some good clothes.
Yeah, and when they brought Amanda back, those two just together are like the worst people in the world. And then it made me
And they were
make
so
her,
happy.
But they
were-
work together so well.
because they're both
Bitches.
bitches.
Yeah,
Yes.
they are.
That's exactly true.
They
Right.
are.
2
I
peas
don't
in a
know.
pod.
2 peas in a pod.
Well, so
we
we-
did get I was going to say,
Go
we got
ahead.
a little special treat this episode.
We
Would you like
did.
to
We did?
talk
Oh,
about the
yeah, we
special treat?
did.
Oh,
Let's hear
yeah,
it.
we did.
Well, we got a little peek at our past favorite, season 10 winner,
Dimitri.
Dimitri.
And did y'all see
Yes.
Christopher was on there for like a split second?
I didn't see
Yeah.
that. No.
He had like a nice
Oh, yeah,
bohawk going
Christopher,
on.
yeah, he-
Oh, in
like-
the in the audience.
In
But
the
no, we
audience.
saw like in between. I don't know if it was necessarily a commercial, but they did
No.
like a little interstitial with Dimitri. Heidi came to his apartment and got that really cute dress that we all loved. It had like the cutout zigzag like right in the midsection and the fringe at the bottom. I guess she was gonna wear it to New Year's, so he was fitting her, and he talked about, I don't know, going to Moscow and some of the stuff that
he was
he had
like
been
on
doing.
a European tour, and he'd done
Yeah.
all this press all over Europe.
And his clothes are in Lord and Taylor now.
They're amazing. They did some.
They showed the
showed
pieces.
some photos.
Pieces?
Oh my gosh, there was a white dress that I was in love with. He's amazing. So
Lord and Taylor
Everybody's
and
favorite
Project
Eastern
Runway.
European.
yes.
Well, it's about time somebody from Project Runway actually did something other than, I mean,
Other than Christian Siriano.
Yeah.
Mondo, I mean, what is Mondo? What is
No.
he doing anything or just showing up looking
just
crazy
snarky.
all the time?
Yeah.
There's
Showing
Michael
very,
Costello
Michael Costello, yeah. Nick Varios just launched last week.
But
I
I'm talking
think.
about winners, though. Like, from
Oh.
all of the other winners, nobody's really done anything.
Right.
True.
You just never hear from them again.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I hope we see
The
more of
winning
Dimitri. I
Project
love
Runway
him.
curse.
I hope so.
That
too.
was maybe my favorite part of this entire episode. I'm just gonna say that.
Right.
And he had true talent, so let's hope that his clothes continue to sell.
Right. Then we go back to the workroom.
Let's go back.
Patricia is working with pregnant Leanna.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that go?
She left immediately from Project Runway and started getting her bump and grind. little bump and grind on. Patricia's asking her, like, you know, to do certain things, and I was dying laughing because Patricia's like, you know what I mean? And Leanna's like, no.
No. Yeah.
No. I don't know what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
no.
That's another Mrs. B, because she's sitting there talking shit about Patricia's collection.
The whole time.
The whole
Yes.
time.
And then turning around and
Pregnant,
kissing her.
pickle-eating Leanna talking shit.
Pregnant Leanna's probably worse than non-pregnant. Hormonal.
Right.
She was
Hormonal Leanna.
yawning a lot throughout this entire episode. I was like,
I'm tired.
Plus, she's
I'm
like,
so tired.
I don't know how to help her. I don't
Right.
know what to do. And I'm like, she also has pregnancy brain.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Plus, she's a bitch. On top of that, even
Yeah.
it's like
She's a
the
bitch with
pregnancy
pregnancy
is
brain.
not even that bad. I just think she is a bitch. You're right. She talks about everybody behind their back. She's probably sitting there thinking like, this is a bad collection. I would be way better at this, and
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, wants to tell Patricia what to do.
Why is Richard still on? Samantha should be on.
But why was
Oh,
Richard still there?
my
That's a good
God.
question.
They want to bring back figures that
Do
have
you
some
think
kind
that
of
Richard handicapped Stanley, or do you
Bad
think he just
Yes,
didn't have his crap
absolutely.
together?
Yeah.
No.
He
Well, okay, maybe
absolutely-
yes in the end, but
to an
Stanley
extent.
screwed himself. He
Yeah.
screwed himself by coming so unprepared regardless. Like, he doesn't know who he's going to end up with. And, you know, you made a good point. A lot of times in the finale, they surprise you with an extra piece. Like, you need to come thinking that that's going to happen.
Right.
And he screwed himself, whether it was Richard or anybody else. I still think he would have been scrambling in the end.
I think he was hoping for 2. So you just put 2 to work.
Just tell him what to do, and
Right.
he would never talk. Yeah.
It was funny. They did a little vignette with Richard where Richard in his little sparkle belt was talking about how he thought Michelle, like, I love Stanley, and he like got this bright smile, like him and Stanley had rekindled their flame, but Michelle was the one to beat. Michelle might just take it home.
Well, he's keeping it real. And
Yeah.
thinking back, Richard and Stanley, remember when they had that little fling?
I think Richard had a crush,
I think
and Stanley
Richard
could care
had a
less.
fling with
I don't-
himself.
yeah.
Had an internal
sure?
Thinking
flame.
about Stanley.
You think he
yeah.
was trying to home wreck?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, that was because that was after Daniel was like, oh, no, I think I'm going to go with somebody else.
Right.
And then, you know, he got all butthurt.
Yeah.
That's right.
Richard was catching some jungle fever.
All right.
Definitely.
Richard has got a little black in him, though.
Does he?
So it's not
Does he?
full.
Was it what do you mean by the
No,
sparkle belt number?
he's got some black in him.
He does?
I guarantee it. I could.
Who?
You're
I
just
could sense
guessing.
it. No, I could see it.
I don't,
features.
I don't think so.
Oh, I
no.
swear.
I
I'm
can
looking
see what
this
you're
up.
talking about, but I don't know that
No.
that's true.
Yeah,
No.
he has like a quarter black.
No.
He's a quarter black.
We're just guessing.
We're gonna Wikipedia this
We're gonna
later.
work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Richard can't
Anyway.
sew. Is that his
No,
last
he's
name?
awful.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'm saying what's
And
his
that
last
kind
name?
of actually, they showed us a little commercial for next week that they're going to have a reunion. And he says, I can sew, I can sew. So
Richard?
no,
Yeah.
no, you can't.
Yeah.
Well, if you really could, you wouldn't have to be standing there saying that.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
To begin with.
People don't like to accept responsibility.
Yep. So we go back to Tim comes into the workroom and he's gonna give his critiques now of where they're at.
So what?
Yeah.
What does Tim say?
Tim,
Enlighten me.
Tim,
Yeah.
I was still not here. I was
he goes
stuck in Los Angeles traffic.
Tim goes
Gentlemen.
to Stanley first.
Yeah.
And he's concerned because Stanley's stuff looks like it came out of a vintage store.
He actually was to Michelle first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not that it really matters.
didn't- I don't
Not that it
remember that
really
part because
matters,
he
but
didn't
I was
have
like,
anything-
wait, my notes. Okay. No,
But he
he
didn't-
goes to Michelle first.
Yeah, and he was
But he
telling her
didn't really
about the
have anything to
compass. He was like, you
Yeah.
know, you have too many gadgets
That's
going
right.
on.
And it
They
doesn't
told
really
you not
work.
This is
to."
futuristic. Why are you bringing it back with the compass? But
Yeah.
she still ended up with the compass on the runway on one
I
piece.
just,
she? I
yeah,
didn't
because
see it.
she said, she was like, I think that it's constructive criticism. You know, she goes
Yeah.
back to her bitchiness that she has where, you know, I don't really care what Tim Gunn says. I don't care what Nina says. I don't care what anybody says. I want a compass. There's going to be a
Yeah.
compass.
But you know what? In all the times, or I believe in all the times that she actually did that, she won. like, I remember with the whole, like, Gwen Stefani look or whatever it was, I think they were kind of telling her not to do something, and she's like, you know what, I'm just going to stick with it and go, and she always kind of ended up on top in those moments.
But who is her competition right now? If she would have went up
Right.
against Mitri or Christopher from other seasons, she would have totally lost. But she's going up
You're
against
right.
Stanley, who doesn't even have a collection, and Patricia, who sends madness down the runway.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Very good point.
Finger painting Patricia.
I remember that was when she pulled out the bleeding heart sweater, and
Yeah.
when I saw that, compared to everything else that she was making, I couldn't even understand
Where that came from.
what this was about, why you would put this on the runway. I mean, sure, it's like this cool, interesting, different sweater that I can see somebody buying on the rack and wearing with jeans, but I
Right.
couldn't understand
And
it.
Tim wasn't really about it either.
No.
He's like, this doesn't have anything to do with the rest of your collection.
Yeah, and then she ended up putting that down the runway, which when I saw that and the way that she had it styled, I actually really loved.
I loved it too.
I like the
I want a
shorts.
bleeding heart.
I like the shorts. I like the tights she put with it. I like how she even matched it with the hat. I mean, I wouldn't wear the hat, but for the runway, I thought it was good. And then she had kind of that extended like red sleeve underneath,
Right.
which was really pretty. So, I mean, when Tim met with her, I felt like everything was really well organized, already kind of put together, and she just had to take a little bit of his, you know, constructive criticism. But for the most part, everything was looking good.
Yeah.
And then he went to Stanley.
What did he tell
At this
Stanley?
point, though,
Yeah.
at this point, it's like, you know, in this late stage of the game, what can Tim really say that they can really affect in the amount of time that they have left?
Yeah.
He tells
Yeah.
Stanley that, his stuff looks like a vintage store. And Stanley even said, I'm going to be sexing this, you know, he's sexing it up or whatever. And no, he was just still going back to grandma's closet.
And he kind of complained. He was kind of like, well, a lot of designers do vintage inspired pieces.
Right.
But what I said, I was like, it's inspired. It's not completely vintage. It's
Exactly.
like a vintage inspiration, but is still a modern look.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what makes it different and new and creative, and he just didn't have that.
That's a great way to put it. And even though he said vintage store, that he's not talking decades. You know, he's
Yeah.
talking like crappy vintage.
Grandma's closet.
Like, yeah.
It was just
People gave
dated.
that to the Goodwill
Yeah.
and Salvation Army, and yeah,
Dated.
it's still there probably.
And very
yeah, exactly.
And then Tim goes to Patricia, who was a hot mess.
what the hell did he
of
tell Patricia?
mess.
Well, I
Did
mean,
he
he
pray
was
with
like
her?
picking apart some of her pieces, but I thought it was funny because she said, you know, my collection is not cohesive, but it's more than it was last week or something like that. And he just kind of laughed about it, but I thought, why
He kept
bother
laughing.
doing
I think
that?
he was nervous laughing for her.
I think
Maybe like, how do I even react to this? And you're kind of screwing yourself, maybe?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
haha, sucks to be you.
Yeah. I feel like after they saw what she was bringing, they were like, ooh, maybe we shouldn't have had her in the finale because it was very crafty looking and it
Very.
didn't make any sense.
And she was still going to go, like I saw on the mannequin, with the stupid leather shirt she made and painted into like a lumberjack shirt. And she had it with the black leather pants that had the
Shorts
hole
or
in
something.
them.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, and I was just like, why? No, why? They told you that piece was horrible.
Did
you
they?
know? Or
I didn't
Tim
know
did.
that.
Tim
Oh.
was like, no, do not put the lumberjack out there, because she wanted to put it back last episode with like one of her 3 pieces that would keep her on Project Runway.
I didn't hate the lumberjack shirt.
I didn't either. There were so many other
fair
pieces.
That was the second one, though. The one
least-
she sent down the runway was different from the one
That
that she
originally was
showed in the
constructed.
workroom today.
And you know what? If they told her not to put that down, not to include that last week, they didn't know all the other pieces that she had. And so once I saw all the other pieces that she had, I was like, well, that top isn't so bad.
Isn't so bad compared
And
to the rest
I
of the
think
crap.
Tim was saying don't put it down as one of your 3 looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 3. So
but he
not
also didn't like
necessarily-
it at all.
Yeah.
He's the one who called it the lumberjack thing.
Well, it does look like a lumberjack.
yeah.
Those are kind
And
of
who
in
wears
style.
a leather shirt? It'd be so
Yeah,
hot.
weird.
You'd be sweating, and for a woman, you'd have swoobs. Like,
Woobs.
Like bust crust.
Sounds horrible.
sounds awful.
Those are terms I've actually never heard.
never heard the
I know
term
what you're talking
swoob?
about.
I have never
Swerves or bust crust? Like, that's disgusting.
Wow.
That is
I mean,
so
come
gross,
on.
You guys
Virginia.
wanted to judge me about bringing up pee.
I know.
Now you guys are talking about bust crush and
Boobs. But I mean, for real, think about an all-leather shirt.
oh Lord. I don't know what you guys are talking about, nor have I witnessed it, nor do I want to.
Nor
that
have
shirt
I
in
ever
Texas.
experienced that.
Wearing that in Texas in the summertime, Virginia.
That would be horrible.
Oh,
be
that's
horrible.
why, because you're from Texas.
That's not
Maybe
why.
that's why
I
you
saw
know
it on a
this.
TV show. It was on. I think it was Dr. Oz, and she was saying she has this problem and she's sweating underneath, and she called
girl.
it bust crust.
That's a different show. Ugh, gross.
That is terrible.
Gross.
To
Maybe
get
we
back. Oh, sorry.
We should
Anyways,
do a
get
recap
back.
just totally on
Yeah,
bust
to
crush.
get back.
On bus. I don't want to be a
Yeah.
part of that. Yeah, Patricia. But so then in his critique, he's trying to tell her, how can you change this? How can you change this neckline to maybe another piece? And he's, Leanna's like, oh, we have this other fabric, and they're trying to bring it out, and she.
Leanna?
Yeah, and Patricia and Leanna just go digging through like buckets
Boxes.
and boxes of fabric.
Crap.
And Tim's just like staring at them, just completely blown away at how unorganized they are. And he tells them, like, I don't know what his words were, but how shocked he is of how unorganized they are.
While Michelle is
bad.
sitting in the corner, kind of laughing, like just
Or
looking
she
at.
evil.
Yeah, she's
evil.
laughing at Patricia for being so terrible.
Yeah.
And then it goes into her little vignette about how annoyed she is that Stanley and Patricia at this stage in the game don't have their crap together.
Why are
And
you
they're like-
annoyed? Why wouldn't you be
I'd
happy?
be annoyed too because these are the people that are supposed to be her main competition and they're not bringing it. I'd be super
But
annoyed.
like, we're calling her a bitch, right? Because she's laughing about it. But in reality, if we were all in that situation,
Yeah.
we'd be like, yes, like I'm so happy that
If you
they're
guys
so
didn't
unorganized.
watch
Like this is
Project
working in my
Runway tonight
favor.
and we're doing this
course.
recap, I'd be so pissed at you. I'd be annoyed at how unprepared you were.
That's different because
Yeah.
we're doing it all
'Cause we're a
together.
team.
We're not your competition. I'm not trying to be the best
Are you
host.
sure you're
true.
not my competition?
You are. I know it. I'm just kidding. No.
Listen, buddy.
Listen.
All right, she's just
Yeah.
annoying. She's
Yeah.
annoying.
What?
Yeah.
All right. I like her.
Who?
What?
Wait, which
no,
one?
I've been
What are we
preaching.
talking
You
about
like
now?
Michelle?
I've been
You
preaching
traitor.
Michelle for
Traitor.
the last. I don't know how many. Is that not true?
You have.
I've
No,
been
you
preaching
have.
Michelle for like the last 4
Yes.
weeks.
I don't hate her. Like
don't hate her
it
at all.
wasn't
I don't
hard for
hate
me
her,
to
but-
like her pieces. I agree. Like
She was kinda
she's
dumb
been a
in the
bitch throughout the
beginning.
entire season. However, I think Leanna takes the cake as the
Oh,
bitchiest
yeah.
person on this season.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was easier
Compared
to
to
like
Leanna.
Michelle.
Well, no,
Leanna
but when
was
you
just more fake. Sorry.
Yeah, but when you put Michelle
horrible.
with
Yeah,
every
that's
time
horrible.
I don't
Amanda
like that.
comes
Yeah.
back, I hate Michelle because Amanda just brings out the worst in her,
But
and then they
isn't
just
it-
sit
didn't-
together and they're bitchy together.
But they didn't do that much bitching together.
I
It was-
like them together.
Yeah, they've been super like, yay, let's get some stuff.
Well, I
done."
just like them together
just hate
because
her
they
hair.
work well together,
Yeah.
and so they actually, you're right, they get things done versus all the other teams throughout this entire season. It was bad to watch.
I wonder if Michelle did Amanda's hair and gave her that like raccoon ombre.
That's mean.
I know. Sorry.
It's bad.
Sorry, I'm not.
No,
sorry.
I mean it'd be mean if she did that to
Oh.
her hair because it was that bad.
But it wasn't
Yeah.
shaved on the side, so
Yeah.
I think she didn't touch it.
Anyways, so
Her classic
Tim
signature
comes
look.
in. Tim comes in and sends their little worker bees away,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna work by themselves now for once. And then he's like, "I've got another surprise." Door number 2 opens, and their family comes in.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Now,
That was a cute
Here come
moment.
the waterworks again from Patricia.
Yes.
Were
Yes.
you surprised at all?
Not
I was.
surprised.
She has children.
I was surprised she had children because that means
Really?
she was getting down.
Listen,
Getting down? Is that what you said?
I'm
That's what I
not
said.
surprised. I'm not surprised.
I wasn't
Why
surprised she had
not?
children.
Patricia
She seems
Back
like she
in
would
the
be a
day,
flirtatious
with those silky locks
little lady.
all the way down.
Those crazy
Yeah.
eyes.
Using the feathers and
She's
stuff.
bootylicious.
Using her.
She's curvy.
right.
Okay.
She's not really curvy. She's more like,
Round.
yeah, she's more just like that.
A shape.
You know what?
Yeah.
Good for
Listen, I'm not
Patricia.
surprised
But then, okay,
that
go ahead.
Patricia.
somebody got
Got
with
down.
her, but I'm surprised she has kids. We don't hear about them, even when they were in their little.
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
we
weren't
didn't
there.
see them in the Pueblo mansion. Nope. They were not. Maybe they were in some far room.
The
that we
Native
didn't see them in the
American
mansion.
Association is going to contact
Maybe.
AfterBuzz. They're gonna get in
Probably,
trouble.
probably.
Even Project Runway did not diss Patricia because they wanted to be PC. This
Right.
is my theory, and now we're going to get in
Probably.
trouble.
Right.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, we've never had a Native American designer make it to the stage like that. So I think, yeah, they. They played that card.
I thought it was really cute though.
Cool.
She looked like
She
she's
was
a fun
cute.
mom. Like they were,
they
her and
did.
her
Oh,
little
they
kids
were
were doing the
doing a
little
dance
dance.
Yeah,
I
and
was
I
like,
felt
that's
like
cute.
it was never going to end though. I almost started getting embarrassed.
It might
watching
not have until Tim came in and
was like,
said, "Okay, we need to stop."
Was that on
Wait.
loop, or were they really dancing
How
like
much
for
more
7
dancing do we have to do with Mom right now for camera? The producers
right.
are probably like, keep dancing, keep dancing, keep dancing. Tim's gonna come in, keep dancing, and they're like, keep dancing.
But they were cute.
Awkward
They were
moment,
cute.
awkward family moment of the entire time. I mean, like Stanley's, partner and mom came in.
Oh, yeah.
Love her.
Lovey.
Lovey, the
Lovey,
mom.
love it.
But
Cute.
Michelle.
I do too.
Were you all not weirded out when Michelle's brother and husband come in and
Yes.
they look like twins?
They look like.
In the weirdest freaking way. I mean, like they totally look like Portland twins too.
Oh my God,
Shaved
they really
heads.
did.
Portland twins.
They look like they were
Yeah.
from Portland.
They are from
And
Portland.
Yeah.
her brother looked exactly like her husband. I was like, does she ever
That's
mistake them in the
interesting.
middle? I don't know.
Oh.
What if they were wearing the same sweater or something? And she's like, honey.
It's like when you're, twins. Once you're close to them, you know the difference between
God,
the two.
I don't know.
So
That was
This
weird.
show is just
That was
going in a
weird.
wrong place.
Right, it is. But that was weird. Come on.
I don't see nothing.
We have 2 hours left.
Oh
Tim
my
comes
God.
in, 2 hours left. Stanley feels like I've got 5 hours of work to do and only 2 hours to do
Yeah.
it in. And then what happens?
Stanley accomplishes nothing. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Because
Stanley
we
accomplishes
see
nothing.
eventually at the end, or at the beginning of the runway, he has 5 people helping him.
Right.
Never in the history of Project Runway finales have we seen this.
Right.
Tim did look panicked.
Tim was panicking. Oh, but
Frightened.
before
Do
they
whatever
leave
you
the
can.
workroom,
Just do whatever.
they announce,
done.
or he tells, Tim is giving them the rallying speech, and he's like, your guest judge is Michael Kors. And so he's been here, he knows what you're going through. Do this for him, and impress him.
Yeah, also he mentioned that he has a lot of pull with the judges. They
Right.
respect his
Right.
thoughts, his comments.
So yeah, impress
be
him.
warned.
And then Tim loses it, and he's like crying, but I didn't really see tears, but I saw him like fake cry. Tim
And
cried.
Yeah, he did.
he said that this is like the cast with the most character, and
I was
Character
like,
because
what?
it had nothing
Less
else going
talent.
for them.
Maybe
Yes.
the least amount of
Much
talent,
less
more
talent,
character,
more
sure.
character.
But
I could
least
see
amount of
that.
talent.
Tim Gunn lied to me.
Tim
and
Gunn.
the rest of the world, because when I read an article
Why?
before the season started, he said this is the best season yet. It was an absolute
course he
lie.
said that.
Tim
Maybe
Gunn,
for
I'm
drama.
calling you out.
Maybe for drama.
TG, fail us. No, not even.
Right,
It wasn't
you're
even
right.
that dramatic. It was
boring.
boring. And then Stanley gets help from Michelle. She has all her stuff done.
Yeah.
She has
she's
like
ready to go.
pictures up. This is how everything's
that was
gonna look.
amazing.
But yeah, before they even
I
leave the
loved it.
workroom, she's done. She goes and she helps him in the workroom, and then they do her little like side thing, and she's like, "Yeah." Or wait, no, it's back at the motel room. She's telling Patricia,
Motel?
hotel, Holiday Inn, at their penthouse suite or whatever. That Stanley has 4 things not even put together, and 8 that are not even done. Not even hemmed, whatever, are so far away. He's got mountains of work to
Yeah.
do. So what time do they get up to go to the runway, Lincoln Center?
2?
2 a.m.
Well, that's what time you go to a runway show.
What?
To sit and watch it?
kidding.
Oh,
No,
I was like, what?
No, but I know that like in my past experience of being at Fashion Week in New York, I think that Project Runway show is always at like 8 or 9
It's
in
the
the
first
morning.
one.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's really early. So-
Because
Wow.
that's like it's not the big one. to
Right,
go
because not
to.
a lot
So
of
it's
people
like,
are going to be there.
eh.
They probably try and fill those seats.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like, am I
You
gonna
know?
wake up at 8 a.m. to go to this show,
Like-
or do I want to go to the new
Right.
show?
Well, we saw the celebrities who
Yeah,
were commenting.
I was just gonna say
you
that.
know why they're there is because they probably get guaranteed to talk at the end. They're
But they weren't
probably
even-
not going to send the publicists aren't going to send their client to that show unless they're getting some kind of publicity. So Kristen Chenoweth showed her face because she's going to get an interview at the end and be on the episode of Project
But it
Runway.
was her and like Siggy something. I hope you viewers out
course.
there
We
watch this
recognized
tonight.
2 people.
Because those are the people that need publicity. They're
I
not
don't
going to
even-
get big names sitting in
actresses and
the.
singers and stuff.
They
no.
fill it with
Mary
all
Lou
the
Henner.
Project Runway
Oh, yeah.
past contestants, which is cool. I think if I were a past
would go.
contestant, I would
Yeah.
love to be there.
Heck yeah.
But as
We
a
saw
celebrity
2.
or fashion insider, no. You
No
maybe
way.
go because you're a friend of Heidi Klum or you're a friend of Michael
Nina.
Kors. But even then,
I bet
no.
you even they're not pulling out their Rolodex.
Exactly.
And
You're right.
calling because anybody uses a Rolodex.
I
anyway.
agree. That's true.
Patricia probably does. But actually, no. Strike that. Stanley definitely has a Rolodex. That's where he finds his Russian chicks.
Maybe.
Maybe Daniel too.
I bet
He's
Daniel.
a dinosaur.
Daniel for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
They don't have iPhones at all.
Yeah,
He
but
probably has a flip phone.
Yeah, maybe. I was really impressed with Michelle when they cut to her right before her runway show, and she
had her
had the
shit together,
pictures
Polaroids
with
and-
every, dress. I thought that was amazing. I was like, oh man, if I was a designer, that is exactly what I would want my work to look like. I would want to go in as calm as she was. She was so well prepared, and I thought she deserved to win just for that alone, for being the most prepared. She seemed like she wanted it the most.
Do you think she knew then that she like blew everybody else away?
Yeah, for sure.
She knew it.
If I was
I would
backstage
think
and looked
so.
at Stanley like with his 15 helpers sewing like at the last second to make something stay
The
on
same
a chick.
brocade.
And she was like, hold it up, hold
yeah.
that piece up.
Yeah, and then
Like, don't move your arms
Patricia's
too much.
weird collection that like was finger paint
Horrible.
accessories
Yeah.
from her tribe. I don't know. Yeah, I would know I won that.
I kind of wish though. I wish that Stanley, there was a piece that he didn't finish. I wish there was something that he couldn't send down the line or something, because that would have been so much better. I'm almost like, feel like, I know he pulled through at the very end, but he was so unprepared that I didn't want him. Like, I wanted there to be something that he kind of got what he deserved for wasting that 4 months.
Really would have been like, Stanley, I cannot believe you put that down the runway.
Well, I think that's part of the reason why he got sent first.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Spoiler
or
alert.
whatever.
All right, let's get into the runway.
Yeah, should we all just say like one thing we thought about each person, starting with Michelle?
Let's summarize what we thought of each look.
Right. Each
or,
look or each
collection.
Collection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michelle. I'll start with
Go.
Michelle. I thought it was very structured. I like the use of leather and her neutral colors. I thought it was very high fashion, well made. It looked expensive and unique.
Interesting.
I like the way that she put it together. The colors made sense for fall. It definitely looked like something new, but I wasn't blown away.
Yeah, I agree with you, Alina. I thought it was really high fashion. It looked expensive. What I noticed at first, though, was I loved her show. I loved the wolf, whatever video that came up in the very beginning, and the music I thought was amazing, and it really fit the theme and the mood of what she was putting down the runway. So in total, I think she just had the best show. It was so cohesive. And it looked really well thought out and well put together, and that's what the other two didn't have.
Right.
So,
not high fashion. Gonna argue with you on that one, but it was the best by far, and it was great fabrics. A very cohesive collection, like you were saying, hipster, Celtic. Fall, actually, from when we were at FITM, a lot of the looks that I saw in her collection, I felt like came from the trend forecast. So I definitely saw the future. I can vividly remember some of the sketches I saw in those reports, and then seeing her stuff, I was like, okay, she's like right on the money for the time. I thought I would call her collection Portland of the future.
I don't think it was hipster, though.
Yeah,
I'd call it like a little
I couldn't see a hipster
like
wearing that.
hipster mod.
I think it's a little too clean.
Too clean to be hipster.
Okay.
But it reminds me of the row, those really clean lines.
Clean but dirty.
I don't know.
Clean but grungy.
We're all just no.
All right.
No, grungy.
Clean but
I don't think it was grungy.
I get
think it
grunge
was
from it.
dark. I think it was deep. I don't think it was
Deep.
grungy, because it was so. You're right. It was so clean and
You don't get the grungy with the big oversized sweaters and
I don't feel that was
you got the grungy from
grungy.
the breastplates and the quilting. And
That doesn't read
the
grungy
wool.
to me. Maybe I just have a different idea of what grunge is. Like grunge, I see grunge in some
I'm not
hipster kind of
talking
way.
about Nirvana.
yeah.
See, that's what I
Smells
think
like Teen Spirit.
Yeah, that's like grungy dirty.
That's what I
That's
think
like dirty
of.
grungy.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So
Anyways.
But when you say she's the best, I'm like, she's the best of the worst.
exactly, she's the best of what their options were. I don't know that she was the best of the entire season.
I love that code. I think she was the best of the season. Who was better than her this season?
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what? I don't even think there was one strong best. I think they all kind of excelled at certain moments in the season. Like
Right,
in the
and she
beginning,
came
we loved
from
Daniel.
behind.
Yeah.
And I feel like Daniel's skill is just as great as Michelle's. It's just her thoughts or her
Taste level.
Her taste level is different, and it's more now. You know,
Right.
so I feel like everybody kind of, there was a lot of people that had just, you know, that were just as skilled. So I don't know.
This episode or this season sucked. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Patricia. Who wants to go first with her? You can start this time.
The only thing I remember from Patricia's collection was Taha. Taha.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird and vintagey, like not vintagey, retro, velvet, like velour, and like there were so many things. Everything was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Same like the sequin crap she put down, like in so many weird ways. All those, it looked like what we called it, like Kmart, Patricia's Kmart collection.
That first
worse
dress
than
that came
Kmart.
out that was like
Worse.
red and pink, and then it had like a scarf like flying in the. What was that?
Yeah,
It
and
was
there
bad.
was a dress with sequins where like that came off the rack of
bad.
like the Santee
Like
Alley.
bells.
It didn't even, like, the sequence looked cheap. It didn't look sewn on
Cheap.
right. It was,
It reminds me. It makes me
Cheap.
think of like
Cheap.
Zoolander when he's like, Kmart's, you and their Kmart's go.
yes.
It was ugly. It wasn't
it was
cohesive. It
terrible.
was dated.
Yeah, somebody
it was
else take
cheap
over.
looking polyester.
Polyester.
It was bad, and it was so incohesive. Like,
They called
how
it.
do you even do that? How do you even, when you know you are creating a collection?
Yeah, that's not a
How is your first goal not to make it cohesive?
Right.
And
I
how
don't
do you
get
not
that.
like? That's the point. Like you're supposed to pick like fabrics and kind of intermix them with
Yes.
the top and some pants, so that when it's going out, it kind of all looks like the same. This was like, I don't know, I painted over here, and then I got some other colors, and I painted over here.
Yeah,
and then I
leather,
melted something over
polyester.
here. It
There
made
was a
no
dress
sense.
that
That
Heidi
was
liked, the
crazy.
yellow dress, but then it had a red like shirt underneath it. And I'm like, what the hell was that? Even if Heidi, commented that she would have liked it if you would have taken the red shirt off from underneath. I'm like, no, that dress still would have sucked.
It was
I think it
ugly
was
tie-dye.
connected.
It was
Even
bad.
I don't
Yes,
even
I
think
think
I
it was
agree.
connected. There was only one thing I liked about her collection that I thought was commercial, and that was the scarf, the feather scarf. I thought that was
Ooh, I
cool.
love the
That was
scarf.
a cool scarf. That was the only
Wait,
thing.
was
don't
that
even
one
remember
that
it.
was like all?
The sheer with that actually like
Oh, okay,
looked
no,
like
no,
a
no. It
feather.
was just
That was
scarf.
really, I
Just
remember
a
that.
scarf.
I did like that. I didn't even notice that on the runway,
didn't
actually.
notice it.
No.
The one thing that I did like that she put down, I didn't like the entire look, but she had this like hair, I don't know,
That
was it
hair
a
jacket
vest or
looked cool
jacket?
last week,
that
too.
that was really cool. I liked that. That was about it. I didn't like whatever detailing she did at the very bottom.
Oh, that
Right.
horse skirt.
No, not
No, the
well,
horse skirt
not the
was
horse
terrible.
skirt. I liked the jacket that she did. I thought
Yeah.
that looked really cool.
Right.
But I actually feel like her collection from this episode was worse than pretty much anything she did this entire season.
It was
Almost.
so bad.
It was bad.
I agreed.
Because there were times where we really liked some of the stuff that she did.
Couple times.
And nothing that came down I liked.
Patricia.
They really wanted to keep her on because she was different, unique, Native American.
I think they were
She
like,
cried.
well, I mean, everybody
She had-
else kind of sucks.
she had
Why not
big
let her
eyes.
do something weird?
She was maybe
The crazy eyes.
creative,
She was
different.
creative.
Like nobody else in Project Runway history has kind of done what she's done in terms of like painting their fabrics a lot and doing that.
Yeah, I
She's
definitely.
different,
I go back
but-
to that moment when she was out, in front of the judges, and they go to the back room, and Leanna's like, I would
make my textiles."
totally hire her. She could make my textiles.
And then she goes, "You're in?" Like she was
You're
really
in?
surprised.
Oh, you're in?
Oh, I was crying for nothing.
They kept using the word unique for Patricia, and it's because
They didn't have. They couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
What else can you say?
Right.
nothing else.
Unique isn't always good.
No.
Let's just say that's not always a good thing.
No.
No.
Stanley.
Stanley.
I
Urban
liked-
opulence.
I liked the first suit he put out. I thought it was a great
Yes.
suit. But everything was so commercial. It was so grandma. I didn't like the fabric choices. Nothing stood out. I did like that one coat he had, but I hated the fabric, the gold fabric.
Oh yeah.
But I like the shape.
like it
it
at
kind of
all.
reminded me of, I don't know, the 50s.
Yeah.
I like
seen
that.
it.
So that's like a modern vintage.
Yeah.
What he was maybe trying to go for.
But otherwise, snooze, forgettable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the beating on stuff, but he didn't even do that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was just boring. Like, we've seen it all before. The
Yeah.
same silhouettes, nothing was innovative.
Oh my God.
Like I think you're right, Alina. It was very commercial. I agree. That first suit that went down the runway, I would love to wear that. Like I think that's stuff I would love to wear, but it's not what you put down the runway for a Project Runway finale.
And I'm sure you can find that out there.
Exactly.
Capri pants. I mean, you can find that. A black
And
jacket.
there's a reason that Ann Taylor doesn't have a runway show.
Yeah. No,
exactly.
he's right.
Yes.
Cougar named Ann Taylor last week, and I was like, oh my God, you just killed the whole collection for me. Because everything looks like Ann Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what he does looks really polished. Of course, this time around, there were things that weren't so polished because they were barely finished. But you're right, you could go out and buy them now. And I mean, they could still be really nice. You could still like them. But for what this is for Project Runway, it just was not impressive.
There was only 2 things I thought that were successful that came down the runway. One was the opening suit, which you could buy at Ann Taylor, I'm sure. The second was the Valentino-esque white, dress with the embroidery. I didn't like it on the rack. It looks old, but on a young, like the model that he had made it look, I mean, it was wonderful. Everything else was terrible. Terrible. That jacket was atrocious with the color and the cut and how he made it more modern with the metal belt thing across the front. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was doing with those 4 months, but he wasted it. And I'm glad that they kicked him off right away.
He could have been way stronger competition.
He had the talent and the taste, but...
Yeah.
Everybody thought it was him. But then if you actually think back to Stanley's stuff that he won with, there was that second competition where he won the like $10,000 with Michelle, and then he won the one right after it. I wouldn't have, I mean, like the second one that he won in a row was just because his was the best of the crappiest. And if you look back at some of his silhouettes, they were very simple and boring.
Wasn't that the kind of baby doll dress?
He did the baby doll dress with Michelle, which was cool.
Okay.
And then I don't remember what the next one was. I think it was actually the simple black dress, and it was boring. And he won. But there is something that we haven't talked about.
Before we get into the winner, let's talk about iTunes.
Yeah, I was just.
Is that what you were referring to?
There's something we haven't talked about yet. All right. Yeah, it's been an awesome season just being here with my favorite people in the world. We love you guys, and you guys have been so much more vocal this season than ever before on iTunes. Thank you for all those 5-star ratings. Keep it up. Put a couple 5 stars on this last finale episode for us. Comment. Tell us what you thought about, our growth over this season. This growth over... No, not us as growth, but
it's so gross. Everything is gross.
I'm saying the word growth with a TH, not gross.
I'm saying gross.
Yeah.
And rate us, tell a friend.
Rate us, tell a friend. It only takes a minute. YouTube, we read all these comments. We've been loving them, so thanks. And yeah.
Yeah, we've had some really great commenters on YouTube as well. Joe, I just want to say thank you for he filled us up. He basically was commenting throughout the entire episode, which was kind of great. And Joe, he predicted it. Last week he put, can we already say the winner?
All right, so the winner is
Michelle.
Yeah. So Joe.
Look at how
Joe, our YouTube viewer, a lot of great comments, but that was the one thing that he did predict, that Michelle was going to be the winner, and he was correct.
You're right,
Good
Joe.
job.
Thank you. All right, everybody, this has been a fun little season. Not that the show was good, but you guys are great.
All right.
Yeah.
However, we'll be back next week to talk reunion, right?
Yep.
Yes, let's do it. It's the first reunion that we've ever seen for Project Runway, so it's going to be good because this was a bitchy cast.
Yes, the clouds come out.
It was bitchy and emotional.
A bitchy, emotional, and untalented bunch.
It's going to be good TV.
That's going to be the best episode of the entire
I can't wait for you guys to remember Kathy. Like the old lady, was that?
Oh yes, the redhead who she calls out Ben.
Yeah, I can't wait to see her talk about something, or like somebody to bag on her finally.
All right.
Well, that was
okay, you guys. Let's talk about where they can follow us. Follow me on Twitter at _Alina ALINA23,
and you can follow me at Virginia Reyna.
And you can follow me at _Vias VALLES.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Cougar Tweets.
Lemieux, thank you so much for engineering. Can we get some bump and grind, R. Kelly?
Yeah, give me a minute. Go ahead and talk for a little bit.
This will be a great way for us to end the season.
When in Rome.
Let's do it.
When in Rome.
When talking about R. Kelly.
Peeing
I don't like R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Not even his
Sorry.
music?
He just gets on my nerves. Maybe
Chocolate Factory?
it's like Virginia and Michelle. Like I can't. You're right. I liked his music once upon a time. Then once he started getting all crazy, done.
Jeep?
Done.
Jeep? You
Done.
remind me of my Jeep.
I don't care.
What?
You remind me of my Jeep.
You remind me of my Jeep. I like to ride it.
I don't know this song at all.
Wow.
But that's why we have Alina here, because that was
Because she's
amazing.
ghetto.
Yes.
And we love
Best song ever.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna actually text my
Really?
girlfriend right
Better
now
than
and be
B?
like, you remind me of my
No,
Jeep.
nothing's better than B.
Was it G or Jeep?
Jeep.
Jeep. Like the
Beep.
car.
Oh, I thought you said G.
He's just infatuated with things that have to do
That
with
would make more
automobiles.
sense.
Ignition.
Ignition. It's that remix to Ignition.
Good job.
I do like that
Hot
song.
and fresh out the kitchen.
And then
that
the
one.
music video, his head rotating, so you could see the cornrows.
You
the
really
details.
like R. Kelly.
Wow.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
R. Kelly, don't sue us right now.
What? For playing
I'm gonna
the
roll
song.
credits to this for you guys.
Nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. I don't see nothing
Until next week.
Get your freak on.
Get your freak on.
All right, you guys. Thank you for listening,
Thank you.
everyone.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Oh, you guys thought I was the fan?
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.